We are back on Saturday. It is the weekend. Huge slate today. Obviously, I have college baseball, MLB. One of the biggest UFC cards of the year is tonight as well. So pumped up for all three of those. And we're feeling fantastic right now. Obviously, I told you guys March was a brutal month. It was by far my worst month I've had capping in years. March Madness did me dirty, but I told everybody, I told you guys, MLB's coming. They'll save us. Told you. It's one of my favorite sports to watch. And it's been doing well for us already. We're up almost 10 units already VIP-wise in just the first 2 days. And over here, we were able to cash in around 2.5 units with Nathan Eovaldi over 5.5 strikeouts. He ended up with 7. Luis Robert over 1.5 total bases. He ended up with 3. Crazy game in that White Sox game as well. So just unbelievable game. One on a walk-off hit off the wall while the guy's glove hit it off. It was just nuts. Unfortunate for AJ Pollock because he was having a fantastic opening day for the White Sox, and unfortunately that's how they lost yesterday. Honestly, it was more Liam Hendricks. His stuff just did not have that same bite. He kept getting behind with guys, and just tough to see. Tough to see because obviously he was drafted pretty high in fantasy drafts. But without further ado, guys, let's get into some picks for today. I have 2 props today. So far in the season, pitching props sitting at around 6-1. 3-0 on the first day, 3-1 yesterday with Walker Buehler over 4 or under 4.5 being my only loss. I think he had 5 against the Rockies. But yeah, so we're sitting pretty good. If you guys could, please drop a like on this video. I really appreciate it. We got to get these likes back up. We've been kind of low on them. And if you've been making money with me, if you're making money over on Twitter and you're over here watching this video, please take a second, drop a like. I gave out free weekend passes to a few people who did yesterday. And obviously they enjoyed a nice 8-unit day for free. I just gave them out a free pass. So without further ado, let's get into it. First play of the day, we're going with an under, guys. I'm going back to one of my favorite guys to go with the under with. And it's going to be Brad Keller under 4.5 strikeouts here. He is facing the Guardians of Cleveland. I mean, just to start off, Cleveland does not strike out that much. Last year, they were top 10 in least amount of strikeouts. This year, obviously, with Miles Straw in there, he is not a strikeout guy. I know he came over about halfway through the season, but if you look at this lineup that came in yesterday or 2 days ago, they put against Greinke. He only had 1 strikeout against him. And really even the pen didn't do that much in terms of Ks. And if you look at Cleveland's lineup here, we're looking at Jose Ramirez, only a 14% whiff rate, 24% chase rate. Those are elite. Rosario, 24% whiff rate. And even when you go into like Chang is 26. That's like their top guy that we're seeing here. Even Franmil Reyes is 24, like 13 for Miles Straw. Like there's not that many swings and misses here. And that's what makes Cleveland very tough. Obviously, Greinke is elite at dotting up and finding locations, but we saw Cleveland have an absolutely perfect ability to find the strike zone. Really not many swings and misses outside of the zone besides probably Rosario when I watched that game because I did have Shane Bieber under strikeouts in that one. But even with Brad Keller, we go into his stuff. He is not an elite strikeout guy by any means. He's not really a good pitcher by any means either. He got blown up in his last Cactus League outing for 7 runs. And now we'll look into last year's numbers. Cleveland is a very good mix of righties and lefties here. Obviously, multiple switch hitters. We're looking at Rosario from the right side. Straw, I believe, is a switch, if I remember correctly. Ramirez, lefty. Righty with Reyes, Chang, Hedges, all these guys from the right side. And if you look at Keller's numbers in splits, 301 average allowed to lefties, 293 to righties. He does strike out lefties a little bit higher rate than he does than righties, so he does have the reverse splits there. But like I said, when you're looking at guys like Ramirez as your lefties here, who do not strike out a ton with only a 14% whiff rate. How are we going to get the strikeouts here? Where are we going to generate the swings and misses on these lefties? And I really don't see it. I don't think that Keller's stuff is really that good. He's a fastball slider, changeup guy. Changeup is probably his best pitch, but again, he's not a guy that's really getting ahead of batters. Also seeing with his rankings through the lineup here, first time through the order, he's given up a 5.21 ERA last season, 4.97 second time, and 6 the third time. So nothing really too crazy. Also, he does strike out the most amount of guys in his first time through the order. So please no bashing the play if he gets 3 in the first time through. Looking at his numbers here, he struck out a lot more guys first time through the order than he did the second and third time. So I always get some of those guys when a couple plays go down a little early or get close to the edge pretty early. So none of that today. So thank you guys right there. Going back to one of my dudes, and guess where we're going again. So if you guys could, please drop a like, drop in our biggest play of the day right now as of 8 a.m. here Central Time. And we're going to a wagon, baby. Going back to my guy, Carlos Rodon, against the Miami Marlins tonight. I'm very excited for this one. Obviously, you guys know I'm pretty heavily invested in Rodon fantasy team. I have him as the Cy Young. I have him as the strikeout leader. And this is a game we're going to start seeing how he's going to do this season. If you look at Carlos Rodon, one thing that sticks out to me is also he is a reverse splits guy as well. It's kind of weird. Most teams or most pitchers aren't reverse splits guys. Most guys are lefties hit better than righties against me if I'm a right-handed batter. Carlos Rodon's numbers against righties last year was unbelievable. He threw 106.2 total innings, a 175 batting average against. In 106 innings, he had 150 Ks. That batting average is elite. Now we're getting him put into the best fly ball, the best place for fly balls in San Francisco here. And also, Carlos Rodon last year, I don't know if you guys remember, his first month of March and April, he was unhittable to a .85 batting average against through that whole month. And that was spanning 25 innings, .72 ERA. The thing with this, and this isn't I have a full explanation yet, we're still coming to, but when you come off of a small, shortened spring training and have to face a guy like Rodon who hides the ball extremely well, has elite 3 pitches, and a slider that's probably one of the best in the MLB, it's very hard to hit early on in the season, very hard to pick up because it looks exactly like it. Looking here, we're playing the Marlins extra inning loss yesterday. 7 righties in yesterday's lineup. Like I said, Rodon is a lead against righties. We should see that many today. I'm expecting pretty close to that same starting lineup. And last season was massive for him in terms of whiff rate. 30% whiff rate on his fastball, 41% whiff rate on his slider, 36% whiff rate on his changeup. And we go into put away pitches, K percentage, 52% K percentage on his slider. So when he throws that with 2 strikes, 52% of the time, it's an end of a K, right? 30% on his fastball. Rodon has the best numbers of his career in chase rate and whiff rate last year with 33.2 whiff rate, 30% chase percentage, very, very high. A lot of people are getting themselves out against him. And then when we look at what I just went over with you guys on the other part of it, Miami was the second highest strikeout team last year. If you want to look into their team, their whiff rates are extremely high. Looking into like Lewis Brinson last year, Jesus Sanchez over 28%. There's just a lot of guys here that have the ability to K. And early on in the season, I'm going to take Rodon to the bank here. This guy's stuff is some of the best in the MLB. I know he started using the curveball a little bit more at the end of last year. If he's able to implement that into his arsenal this year, I think that we're going to start seeing numbers go crazy here for Rodon. Even when he was a 3-pitch guy, he was top of the line here. So I'm going to be rolling with Rodon over 6.5 strikeouts. I'm going to be rolling with Brad Keller of the Kansas City Royals under 4.5 strikeouts. Again, guys, if you guys could, please drop a like, hit that subscribe button. You guys are the best. I don't know if I'll have a play out tomorrow over here on YouTube, but we'll have plays over on Twitter, so make sure to follow me over there. The link to my Twitter is in the description here. So thank you guys so much. You guys are the best. Have a good one. Peace.